In this week's episode of Business Solutions, we get to delve matters cybercrime within the MSMEs. This is a quite interesting topic in this landscape, per se, the digital landscape, where most businesses are now venturing into the digital space to onboard more consumers from around the world, be it in the, around the globe, be it in the kind of businesses that they're having. And so today, to crack some of the challenges that the business owners are having include cybercrime, insecurity. And so to unravel this, we are joined by Barak Juma, the CEO, Crackness Developers, and so that it will help us to understand how MSMEs and business owners can be able to, protect the businesses from these attacks, which are growing day by day. Barak Juma.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Thank you so much for the invite. I'm glad to be here.
Asante sana. Maybe you'll just give us ourselves an introduction of who you are and what you do.
Okay. As you stated, my name is Barak Juma. Currently the CEO and the co-founder of Crackness Developers. And I'm a software engineer. And I do other stuff. Not just I do part of IT, Nini. I do streaming. I do a lot of stuff.
You're a jack of all trades,
yes,
but a master of software engineering.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's understandable in this kind of business spaces that we are having. And
Yes.
so post COVID-19, I remember when businesses were closing
Yes.
and physical contact was not something that the government was embracing.
Yes.
And cash transfers happen both physically and now it has come even in the digital space. And now, so post-COVID times, most businesses were going into the digital space to increase their chances of selling whatever they're selling. And so getting into this business space, while it looked good, there were more threats or more negativity than what they're going to find. And so this sets the stage or the ball rolling for this conversation with the corresponding higher cases of data breaches in enterprises. What are some of the cybersecurity gaps within the business entities?
Thank you for that. That's a very important question because during COVID-19, a lot happened. A lot of people lost their jobs. And looking at that state, people are at home. So when you check on the key cyber security gaps that were in between, I think 2019, because I think it started picking up in 2019, not only in Kenya, but in some other countries. So I'll say remote work vulnerabilities. Looking at when people working from home, these give people an access to try find money and find resources for because a lot of people lost their job. So everyone is trying to look on a way to find something. To find something that will keep them going as the pandemic hit. So I'll say in that process, people are idling. A lot of people are idling, and in that process, you find these small businesses which have not been serious with cybersecurity. You find people attacking their systems because. Once you start a business, because I've looked upon several companies and I've worked with some of the companies, some of them have very poor management system towards cybersecurity, because you find a lot of people complaining about that, and the business owners are not taking initiative to at least resolve that problem. So during that COVID-19, a lot of implementation and remote access solution bypassing the solutions that were built. So you find you had a business you built, you didn't know that COVID-19 will hit. At that moment, somebody else is just there waiting for you to just
launch into a website.
Exactly. So that is one of the matters that were the challenges. I had I'll tackle another point. Inadequate security awareness. I think most of the businesses don't lack information. Information is key. When you lack that information about cybersecurity, and you're doing something without involving professionals. Let's say, I'll give an example. I think during that time when we were growing, you find yourself, your slippers are torn, and you're saying, I'll just use a nail to just pitch, and you walking. As time goes, you'll find that nail will reduce
the quality of that, or even the thickness
of that slippers. So the same applies to cybersecurity. You need to have a good solution. You need to get somebody who is advanced in that area. Yes. Another point is weak password management. I think that is the major
issue here now. Yeah,
because most of the people, Google gives you warning when you have a weak password. And there is a website, I forgot the name, but it helps you to create a very strong password. So your password need to include a lot of symbols,
numbers, capital letters,
and it should be a mixture. Don't use one word. Most of in Google, don't use more the same password in every site that you visit. So that is another challenge.
And while thinking that these digital spaces, these digital tools that you're mentioning, the ones Google, it has come up repeatedly, these are the platforms where business are now onboarding so that they will sell their products to more people. And this is now where the attacks, this is the launch pad for attackers. And we're having the tune of over 38% of attackers coming from people outside. And as much as 37 can come from now weak management of passwords or the issues that are in the business, what mechanisms now business owners are putting in place to ensure security is beefed up? Of course, you've told me maybe putting up a good management system, or rather having now a good password. But what more?
On the same, training employees, because in a business you'll have employees. You having a schedule of training and getting professionals who will be able to train your employees more on cybersecurity, because once you're being led with the right person, you will be going towards the right direction.
True.
Yes. So another thing is multi-factor authorization.
Okay, that one you'll have to explain.
Yes. So that one, normally when you see some of the softwares that we've created, there must be another authentication. Yes, you've logged in. I'll give you an example of eCitizen. You've visited eCitizen. There is another authentication. You've logged in with your password, but there is another one-time password that once you get you logged in, you get another verification for you to be able to access the site, and that one is one-time verification. So that one, you're having layers of it's like a bulletproof. You because you are so famous, you are a president somewhere,
then you need to have more bodyguards.
Yes, more bodyguards and bulletproof vehicles. So that is the structure, because you have a bodyguard, and then you have a bulletproof vest or bulletproof car to help you keep your life safe.
And keep your business protected now.
Keep your business protected. The same applies to cybersecurity, using the multi-factor authentication. Yes.
Okay. Look, and so for even to us to have this kind of conversation, businesses are now running into losses, huge losses, the tunes of billions of shillings. In 2014, Target had an attack on one of their on their website, and from the CEO to the the junior staff, they had to do an overhaul because of such kind of issues.
Mm-hmm.
And so invading cyberspaces by these attackers, then how are consumers normally affected by this? Yes, in as much as Target, a multi-billion company in the US, will have its, staff, all of them sent home.
Yes.
But you see, the data of these consumers who purchase with Target are still there. Then what happens now if a cyber criminal gets this data?
Normally, when that process begins, there is they'll be able to, once they are logged into your system, because they'll hack your system because you have poor management system on your end. The hackers will come, and we have different hackers who are just coming to do crime, and we have hackers who help now the companies and the business to be in a good position to avoid such incident. I'll say asisikia la mkuu vunjika guu. The moment you're being told you need to put in place something by the professionals, you need to work toward making sure that you have everything that is needed for you to run your business safely. And once they access your system, they'll go to your financial protocol, that is credit cards, financial statements and all. So once they access your credit card and account details, they'll definitely withdraw all your money that you have in your account. Once they withdraw the money, they'll do anything they want. Another thing is they'll bypass what, let's say, right now, I was talking to a friend, I think yesterday or the other day, and he was telling me about Hustler Fund. Most of the people, I think they're registered with IDs of the people who died.
Yeah.
So when the government is claiming for that money, they're claiming for the people who are dead. So these people will use your information to do other crimes, and once the crime is done, because I've seen with Safaricom, I was once a victim, and that's why I was interested in doing tech and just involving myself in all the tech departments. So you find somebody will just come and bypass your M-Pesa. Somebody will just withdraw money from, because that issue has been raised with a lot of people in social media, and there is a lady who fought and went to Safaricom, and the money was he was refunded that money. So you see that for me it happened that somebody came and took my money from my M-Pesa and took a loan, M-Shwari loan, and as time goes, you find that amount wasn't sent to a number, it was sent to a till number. It was withdrawn. So you can't, we're trying to trace this amount, because nowadays when you go to where you stay right now, where you're staying, there is an M-Pesa shop. This M-Pesa shop, it has a different name, which is Migori. Migori Enterprises.
And it's very far from where
it's very far from where you are. So Migori is far, but M-Pesa shop, it has the name of Migori Enterprise shop. So you knowing that it was withdrawn from this, it will be hard, because possibly you've not interacted with so many M-Pesa shops around. So it's for us to avoid these problems, like financial loss, because that is the bigger one. The other one is trust. You lose trust from your clients, because once they told you, hey, we are facing this challenge with your system, but you're just neglecting, you as I said, asisikia la mkuu vunjika guu. At that moment, when you're not focusing on what feedback you're getting from your client, you'll end up losing more than getting a review.
And I think that begs my question. Are there indicators that clients can use to point them to agencies or businesses
Yes.
that are susceptible to attacks, so that I don't fall prey.
Yes.
Are there other indicators? Maybe I know, apart from now reviews, maybe I can be told a certain bank is quite it's volatile. It says cyber insecurity. It's quite volatile. How then me, who is not doing business with a company, know that this company is not the right one to use their digital spaces?
I think what I'll say is right now we are digitalized, and information is being passed all over. When you see the maandamano that was going on, it was organized in the social media space. So in social media, because I know, I think around 15% of people, they don't access digital space. But if you're owning a business, I know somewhere you'll have to join the digital space.
Yeah.
So within that time frame, you'll be able to know, because people are raising complaints. You accessing the platform of that organization, because they have social media handles. They are most often in space X. Normally people state the problem on a certain area, on a certain bank or certain service provider. They say, oh, these people are not doing this and this. Not only one person, but many people.
Yeah.
And then for that one, you don't just judge by that, but you doing your own
Due
research,
diligence, yeah.
and just finding somebody who is professional in that area to advise you more on what is happening. Like for example, you committed a crime, or you didn't commit a crime. You will not be able to present yourself into a court without a lawyer. You need a lawyer to be able to help you focus with this problem. So in that process, you need somebody who is a professional in that area to advise you on a certain area. Yes.
Yeah, I think that is home.
Yes.
And now these attackers are now going after clients' emails,
Yes.
clients' credit cards,
Yes.
health records.
Yes.
And you know, data is the gold now.
Yes.
Data is what everybody is fetching.
Yes.
And so how then can businesses assure their clients that their data is protected? Despite maybe being on the headlines that so eCitizen was hacked, we had the incident. Maybe let me use the state's platform.
Yes.
We also have other private banks that we know of. But then how as a business can you ensure that you retain the trust, that the one that you're saying, among your clients? I
have three. One is transparency, communication, and transparency. Because once you communicate with your what do you call
clients,
your clients or your customers about something. For me, this is not I'm not promoting this bank, but I've used Stanbic, and I think Stanbic, they normally give you, if there is any problem, they notify you. So there is transparency in communication on their end. So communication and transparency is a very key point in terms of in business, so that people will understand, yes, I'm involving myself into, I'm coming into this business, possibly, yes, I'm a business, but you are a business as well. So it's like a kind of partnership, because you're working together, you're getting money and putting your money into that account. And for you to be able to trust that this bank will be able to sustain your money without being withdrawn, because I've had cases with different banks, which I'll not mention. And so once you get that credibility, it will be able to help you as a business grow, and people getting trust from those people. You see, we talked about losing that trust. Before it goes that far, communicate, and have
be transparent,
and be transparent with your client, because once you're transparent, people will be able to continue. People market even not only online, but once your service is good,
By the word of mouth.
The word of mouth.
Or referrals.
You tell a friend to tell a friend about, hey, I've gone here and things are doing well.
Okay, so that was
one.
True. That's one. Okay.
Yeah. And then 2 is implementing strong security measures. That is being in a part where you engage in data protection. So now that is a point you involve the professions and guiding people on how to be safe on data protection. And most of the time people don't go through I know you as well, you don't go through terms and conditions.
Not really.
Yes. And it is very important. Just give you time, that time that you are in the mud and driving home, being driven home, you just access that terms and condition. Just read it out, because once you mess, you can't sue that person, you can't sue that business, because there is terms and conditions
that you read, and you
agreed. You tick that you've read and agreed on the terms and conditions. So those are the some of the things. They are very easy, but they're very hard, because once you see usipoziba ufa utajenga ukuta. True. Yes.
I heard Sauti Sol say that.
Yes.
And maybe the last one, so that we just wrap up on that question.
I'll say offer customers choice about their data.
Okay.
And for that one is the customers should be able to opt out having their data shared with the third party.
Okay.
And that one is normally on the terms and conditions. They tell you about the third party sharing data. the data to somebody else, and you going to, and that's why I'm insisting you reading the terms and condition is very important, because in that terms and condition, the business will be telling you that we are sharing your data with the third party, and for you come and say, no, I've seen my data somewhere else.
How did it get there?
How did it get there? But the problem is you didn't read the terms and conditions.
And you agreed to it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you've talked about engaging professionals, training people, communications. And so some of the measures that businesses are having is onboarding automation sites or other platforms on detecting threats.
Yes.
And so these are among many other mechanisms that are being adopted by MSMEs. But MSMEs are the ones still shying away from data security due to the cost implications. Hiring a cybersecurity expert in a maybe under 50 million turnover business will be quite costly because of the maintenance and maybe the training and depending on the types of even software that you're using. So then how best can businesses manage such kind of costs? Okay,
so for me, I'll say one is optimizing existing IT infrastructure. That is ensuring that softwares and systems are up to date. Because once you're not updating your systems, because we have different versions. I've worked with a lot of systems. Personally, I've worked with a lot of systems which you find sometimes you're being told to update a system, how it was programmed, that after this
certain time,
it will update to a newer version, just to help you get more advanced on security feature that is involved in that system or software. So that is one of the things. And then implementing strong access control, including encryption. I'll give you one. An application that you normally use several times. I think it went down once. That is WhatsApp. Your WhatsApp is encrypted, so you can't fetch another data from somebody. Maybe you bypass the encryption that has been placed. Yes. So once you bypass, which is not that easy to bypass, and that's why I normally insist you create a strong password, because the weaker the password, the easier the access. The stronger the password, the more time it takes for you to be able to get that password. So I'll say that is one, the infrastructure, IT infrastructure. The other one is prioritizing risk and based cybersecurity.
Okay.
So in that one, I'll say focusing on cybersecurity investment. I know it's expensive,
but
it is expensive, but the more we normally say, I rather buy a shoe at 2,000 rather than buying a shoe at maybe 300, and I'll keep buying these shoes. After 1 week, I'll buy another one until it passes that 2,000
mark.
Yes, because people are not looking it at that point. It's like marketing. Buy one, get one free.
Yes. And maybe just to wrap up this,
Yes.
I know MSMEs will have a lot to say. There is the notion that has been put in our minds that you need to get to this kind of security when you get to a level of profit that you're making, and that is what we need to go away from, right? And so I don't know if this will be a solution. AI is coming up. AI is coming up on a rapid space, perceived to create solutions for almost everything that we're having. Not just creating solutions, but also making life easier. So how can business incorporate AI to enforce cybersecurity?
That is an interesting question, because I myself, I went through LX program and about artificial intelligence, AI, and AI has been brought because nowadays even as Crackness developers, we integrate AI in most of the softwares that we create, so that it will make your work easier and manageable. Like for the AI, we have the threat detection. So once an implementation has been done in a software, you'll find you can be able to detect the threats that are coming in, the traffics. You'll be able to manage the traffic, because when you come up with a solution, there is a lot of traffic coming in, because many people are accessing your software or system. So it manages that traffic, and then it I said about detection, it detects the threats, and as well it identifies the potential or detects anonymous problems that are coming in. So I think AI it is a good thing when we use it in the right way. Yes.
Okay.
The last thing is it can handle a large volume of data. So like because the moment you're using the system, there is data that is being stored somewhere. So AI will help you to manage the data overload that is
coming in and going out.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. That is Barak Juma there, the CEO, Cracknest Developers, trying to crack through cyber insecurity in the country, coming up on the wake of a report that over 2.2 million Kenyans, with a total of 4,335 incidents occurring per 100,000 people. That the most pronounced wave of breaches in the country was in June 2020, when the WhatsApp database, a website that allows members to publish user-generated stories, was hacked while hosting over 270 million records, leading to breaches of over 727,218 accounts. So that was a worthy conversation to have in this time. When I try to get more into the digital space and just to understand how businesses, specifically MSMEs, can, be secure in the cyberspace and even make sure that they are retaining the trust that their clientele will wish to have when engaging in either kind of business. That has been this week's episode of Business Solutions. My name is Kingsley Oluoko. Until next time.
96.9 FM, Pearl Radio.